Well, it feels at times like being in the eye of the hurricane. You can never tell when you're going to step out of the eye into gale force winds.
But it's a sure bet that this week, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff will be at the center of the storm, leading an historic public inquiry on impeachment.
It's, of course, much more intense now than ever before.
Shifty Schiff.
Anyone not living under a rock knows that Schiff is one of President Trump's favorite targets.
Little pencil neck.
And he's not subtle about it. On camera,
he should resign from office in disgrace. And frankly, they should look at him for treason.
And on Twitter.
I can't even keep up with the president's Twitter attacks on me. My staff has stopped sending them to me. They're too numerous.
You don't follow him on Twitter?
I don't follow him, no. No. I have more important things to do.
Just months ago, Schiff was in the camp that believed impeachment was not a good idea.
We've talked in depth about this.
Steve Israel is a close Schiff friend and former Democratic colleague.
Impeachment might have some consequences that would be harmful to the country, to the Democratic Party, to members of Congress. But when the president engaged in this phone call with President Zelensky, that was a bridge too far for him.
What made this a necessity for me and so many of my colleagues is that if the president believes that he can abuse his office, the power of that office, he can fail to defend our national security, and there is no accountability, even if the accountability is only in the House, that's too dangerous a prospect to persist.
Schiff came to Congress from his Los Angeles County district almost 20 years ago.
Ready to win an election?
A moderate Democrat who beat the Republican incumbent, a leader of the impeachment fight against Bill Clinton. How's that for irony?
Mr. Rogan's priority has always been in engaging in these national partisan ideological crusades and ignoring the business at home in the district. And I don't think people value that.
Schiff's Harvard Law classmate Carl Thurmond remembers a friend who knew where he wanted to go and how to get there.
I played quarterback. Adam played on the line for his team. And in one play, Adam literally ripped the jersey off my back. And, you know, that's Adam. And so, yes, he is very ambitious. He is very competitive. But not in a cutthroat or a backstabbing way. He knew back then he wanted to get involved in politics.
Schiff served in the state Senate, but his greatest impact came as an assistant U.S. attorney when he prosecuted an FBI agent for selling secrets to the Russians.
Well, it does feel at times like my life has come full circle.
From a major role in the Republican-led 2014 Benghazi investigation to becoming chairman of the Intelligence Committee this year.
What people don't understand about Adam is that he wanted to go on the Intelligence Committee for two principal reasons. Number one, it was bipartisan, and number two, it was quiet. And so I often say to him, how'd that work out for you, buddy?
Not as expected. Just weeks ago, House Republicans tried to censure him.
How did that feel? You have Republican friends.
Yeah. Well, you know,
or you used to.
I think my Republican colleagues, finding they lack the courage to stand up to this unethical president, have consoled themselves by attacking those who do. And that's a sad reality, but it is where the House GOP is. Kevin McCarthy will do whatever Donald Trump asks him to do. He'll merely ask how high he wants McCarthy to jump, and then McCarthy will jump.
It's behind closed doors with a chairman who has lied 3 times to the American public, looking them in the eye. And somehow we're supposed to trust what comes out of that?
It's ugly and very personal. Illegitimate hearings, Republicans say, run by a partisan.
It is a Soviet-style impeachment process.
Chairman Schiff is unfit to chair the Intelligence Committee.
The chairman is having none of it.
For this president, they're going to destroy what America stands for in the world. They're going to countenance holding up aid or meetings or whatever to get help in the next election campaign. They're going to normalize that, rationalize that. They're going to hunker down and put their heads in the sand about it. Where's people's sense of duty?
If that sounds like a line out of a screenplay, it could be. Schiff has written a few of his own and took some dramatic and controversial liberties in describing the president's phone call with the Ukrainian president.
And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it.
The performance turned into a political opening for Republicans, one in particular.
Shifty Schiff is a double corrupt politician. He took my words on the phone call, and they were so good, he totally changed them.
Do you regret doing it that way?
No, I made it clear I was mocking the president, and just as clearly the president doesn't like being mocked. But it was a mafia kind of organized crime shakedown. But I'm not surprised if the president wasn't attacking me about this, he'd be attacking me about something else.
What's his mood like these days? How would you describe it?
He's got some overwhelming responsibilities, and they are on his shoulders. But he is excellent at relieving that burden with his humor. Look, he's got a goofy sense of humor that people don't see.
Goofy is not a word people would use about.
Well, he loves funny movies. Everybody knows that he can take you from the first word of The Big Lebowski to the final scene of The Big Lebowski.
I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know?
Are there any words from the dude that would apply to your life?
I've been asked in the past, I'm not sure whether you can air this or not is my only question, what line from The Big Lebowski comes up most in political life? And I have to say, it's the line, no, you're not wrong, you're just an